Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'll be showing you how to make my wyvern bracelet. So a wyvern is a type of dragon, and I thought that these sections kind of looked like wings and kind of scaly, so that's the name. But yeah, I'm really proud of this design. It is a little finicky, but I think it's a really pretty looking design, and I'm really excited to be showing you how to make this today. So yeah, let's get into it. So for this design, you will need two hooks. Only one of them has to be double-sided. One of the hooks is only to help with pulling some bands through on one part of the bracelet, but it does not have to be double-sided. You'll need a C-clip, and for your colors, you will need 5 colors, which is what I recommend. So you'll need one color for the middle border here, which I will be using a jelly blue. You will need 2 colors for these fishtails on the sides. I will be using glitter pink and glitter purple. And you will need 1 band for this stripe here. I recommend using a limited edition band because it just makes it pop out a little more. I will be using a gray limited edition band. And then it's a little harder to see, but there is 1 more band that's embedded in the middle here. I do not recommend using a limited edition band for that. I will be using this metallic purple. So yeah, that's about it. Let's get into the bracelet. So to start, you're going to get your base color, which was that jelly blue, and you're just going to cap it on your hook. Now, get 1 more band, pull it through the cap band, and pick it back up. And it should look like this. Now, we're going to pull 3 jelly blue bands through each side. So, you get your band, pull it through the first 2, and pick up the outside band. We do this 2 more times. Get your blue, pull through the first 2, pick up the outside, and 1 more time. Get a blue, pull through the first 2, and pick up the outside band. Now you should have something that looks like this. And now we flip. And when you flip, you just want to make sure that the cap band here stays crossed over this band. And we're going to pull 3 blue bands through this side as well. So you get your band, pull through the first 2, pick up the outside, pull through the first 2, pick up the outside, and 1 more time, through the first 2, and pick up the outside band. And it should look like this with 10 bands on your hook. Now, this next part is a little tricky. You're just going to want to grab whatever color you're using for this gray stripe here. I am using gray again. So you get your gray, and we're going to pull through everything except these last 2 bands. So get your gray, pull through all of those bands, except the last 2. And here, you just want to carefully pick up all of the blue bands on your way back. Put it back on your hook. And now holding this side of the gray to make sure it does not slide under these blues, you're going to cross these 2 outside blue bands back over the gray. And it should look like this. Now this next part, you want to make sure you're holding the gray down still to make sure it does not slip under these blues. And with your other hand, you're going to grab this side of the gray, pinch it, pull it over the two next to it and over the hook. And it should look like this. Now we're going to flip, but when you flip, make sure you're holding the gray band to make sure it does not slip under. And we're going to do the same thing here. So we pinch the gray, pull it over the two next to it, and pull it over the hook. And it should look something like this. Now you want to make sure that all the blues are in order, especially these outside two. Just make sure that they're still fishtailed. Now you're going to get whatever color you're using for this embedded band in the middle, like this pink here. I am using a metallic purple, and you're going to do a similar thing here. So you pull it through everything except these last two. And you're going to pick up carefully those blue bands back onto the hook. And now holding this purple to make sure it does not slip under, you're going to rearrange these two blues over that purple. And it should look like this. Now we're going to make sure that these outside two are still fishtailed. And make sure you're holding that purple band down still so it does not slip under the blues. And you're going to pinch this outside blue band off the hook and slip that metallic purple over the blue next to it. Then put that blue you're pinching back on the hook. Should look like this. And again, hold the purple and flip to make sure it does not cross under. And again, you're going to come to the side, pinch off that first blue, and then flip that metallic purple over that blue next to it, then put it back on the hook. And sorry, I was having a little trouble with my camera focusing there, but it should look like this. And now this is where our second hook comes into play. So we're going to come to the side of the bracelet here and go through the blue band and pick up the purple and pull it out through the bracelet and back onto the hook. And you want to hold your finger here to make sure that this purple band does not slide under. And we're going to do the same thing with the gray band. Just pick it up onto the hook, and it should look like this. Now, you're going to get your outside fishtail colors. I am using pink and purple. So you're going to get your first fishtail color, which I'm using this light purple. Pull through the first band, the gray band. Then put the purple back on your hook. Now, get your second fishtail color, which is that pink, and you're going to pull through the first three bands. Like this. And then on your way back, you want to pick up those light purple bands we pulled through. And it should look like this. Now we're going to get our light blue band and make sure that these outside glitter bands stay in order. But we're going to pull through the first 9 bands, or in other words, the first half. Like so. And now you're going to only pick up those glitter pink bands that we pulled through earlier. Put the blue back on your hook. Should look like this. We're going to get one more light blue, pull through the first 3 bands, pick up the outside blue, and then one more blue band, pull through the first two, and pick up the outside band. And it should look like this. Now we're going to flip, make sure everything is in order, and we're going to grab our second hook again, come to the side of the bracelet, go through the blue band, pick up that purple, pull it out through the side and onto your hook. And hold your finger here to just make sure that the purple does not slip under the blues. Now we're going to get our hook again, pick up the gray, put it onto our hook, and it should look like this. Now we're going to get our outside glitter bands. So the first one was that light purple, and you're only going to pull through that first gray band. Put it back on your hook. Now we get our second fishtail color, which was that pink, and we're going to pull through the first 3 bands, and only pick up that light purple glitter that we pulled through. Sorry, I'm having trouble focusing on this part. I'm trying my best to make it focus. And it should look like this. And we're going to get our light blue bands. Make sure that these glitter bands stay on this side in order. And you're going to get your blue, pull through the first 9 bands or the first half. Now we're only going to pick up the outside pink glitter bands. And it should look like this. And again, we're going to get our light blue, pull through the first 3 bands, pick up the outside blue, and one more time, get your your light blue and pull through the first 2 bands and pick up the outer band. And it should look like this. And now we can restart our pattern. So now we grab our gray band and we're going to pull it through everything except the outer 2 bands. And once you're here, you just want to carefully pick up those blue bands, all of the blue bands, back onto your hook. And here, just hold on to this gray to make sure it does not slip under, and just cross those outer 2 blues back over the gray, and it should look like this. Now, keep holding this outside gray with your finger to make sure it does not slip under, and you're going to pinch this gray band, pull it over the 2 blues next to it, and over the hook. And it should look like this. And now, still holding the gray to make sure it does not slip under, you're going to flip the whole bracelet. Like this. And we're going to do the same thing. So you pinch the gray, pull it over the 2 next to it, and over the hook. And it should look like this. Now we're going to grab our inside color, which was that metallic purple. And we're going to do the same thing. So pull it through everything but the last 2 bands. and just pick up all those blue bands back onto the hook. Put the purple back on, and you're going to want to rearrange these outside 2 bands over the purple. Make sure you hold this side of the purple when you do it to make sure it does not slip under. And it should look like this. Now we're going to do something similar. So we're going to pinch or hold this side of the purple with our finger. Pull the first light blue band off. Slip that purple over the band next to it and over the hook. Put the band you're pinching back on the hook. And now, holding that purple, we're going to flip again to make sure it just doesn't slip under. And it may be a little tight when you're trying to flip at this point. You just kind of have to shimmy it over. But we're going to do the same thing here. So pinch this outside blue and then flip that metallic purple over the blue next to it and put the blue back onto your hook. And I'm sorry for the camera issues today. I know it's not focusing very well. I'm really trying my best here. But yeah, it should look like this. Now we're going to grab our second hook. We're going to come to the side of the bracelet, and we're going to go through this blue band, pick up the purple, pull it through the side and onto the hook, and hold your finger here to make sure that the purple does not slide under the blues. And again, we're going to grab this gray with our hook, pull it onto our hook, and it should look like this. Now, you're going to get your outside glitter band, or fishtail band, sorry. And you're going to pull it through the first gray band. Now, you're going to get your next fishtail color, pull it through the first 3, and then you're going to pick up those outside 2 glitter bands that you just pulled through. And it should look like this. And now we're going to grab our border color, pull through the first 9 bands, or the first half, wow, I'm sorry, my camera is not focusing. Okay, but now here you're going to pick up the outside 2 pink glitter bands, put it back onto your hook, or pull 2 more blues through. So pull through the first 2 bands, or 3 bands, sorry, and pick up the outside blue. And one more time, get a blue band, pull through the first 2, and pick up the outside band. And it should look like this. And now we can flip. Okay, and now we grab our second hook again, and we're going to go through the side of the bracelet, pick up that purple band, pull it out through the side of the bracelet and onto the hook. Hold your finger here to make sure that it does not slip under these blues. And you're going to also grab that gray and pull it onto the hook. And just keep your finger here to make sure they do not move, and it should look like this. Now, you're gonna grab your outside glitter bands, so that purple, pull through that first gray band, and then you're going to grab your second fishtail color and pull through the first 3 bands, and then only pick up the outside 2 glitter bands that you just pulled through. And it should look like this. And now we're going to pull a blue band through the first half, or the first 9 bands. And now only pick up the outside pink glitter bands. Then again, grab a blue, pull through the first 3 bands, pick up the outside blue, and one more time, get a blue, through the first 2, pick up the outside band, and there should be 10 blue bands on your hook, and it should look like this. Now, I'll put a timestamp here if you still need help where you can rewind back to this point, but you just want to make the bracelet as long as you need it, and I will show you how to finish it off. Okay, so I have made my bracelet my desired length, and to finish it, I've stopped at the point where I just pulled through the glitter bands through the side here, and I already did this side, so ignore that. But you're just going to get your border band and pull it through the first 9 bands. And then you just pick up the pink glitter bands, and then you do the same thing on the other side, and that's all you're going to do for that. And now you get one more light blue band, and you're going to pull it through everything. Make sure it all stays in order. And here you're going to pick up the first blue band, skip the next 2 pink bands, get the middle 2 blue bands and the outside blue band. And you put it back on your hook, and it should look like this. Now we get 1 blue band and just pull it through everything. Okay, and then we'll clip that. Oh my gosh, hold on. Okay, so after you clipped it, now you're done. And that is the Wyvern bracelet. I really like how this one looks. I think it's super neat looking. And yeah, if you liked the tutorial, it would mean a lot if you could subscribe to my channel for more future tutorials. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions about this design, I know it was a little finicky. My Instagram is linked in the description of this video, and I'm always available if you have any questions about any of my designs. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.